lately when I play the game Football Manager 23, I've noticed that my weaker sides seem to enjoy one particular team instruction. And they've been using this to get around better technical teams and creating goal scoring opportunities. Leicester City has done pretty well with it. Bournemouth have done pretty well with it. Lons are doing well with it. Relegation threatened teams have been using the Monty Python system, which rely on this team instruction to get around players so that they can get, some attacking moves going down the flank. On today's show, this is going to be short. I'm going to explain how you can use a specific team instruction to create overloads, but more importantly, how you can use it to get around technically better players to create chances for your team. Today, we're going to talk about the focus play instruction. This is the channel where I do guides on the game Football Manager. If you want to find longer playthroughs, perhaps watch a couple of live streams, or maybe even pop in on Wednesdays where you can bring your tactics and we'll play them together. That happens on BTN Live. That's another YouTube channel. Meanwhile, I decided, you know what? I want to try something different, right? So let's take this focus play instruction. You probably heard of OpenChat GPT, that super smart AI. And I decided to ask the AI this question because sometimes I get people going, oh yeah, I go to OpenAI to get answers for the game Football Manager. So I decided to put the AI to the test. So I asked the AI, how does focus play down the flank impact tactics on Football Manager 2023? The focus play team instruction directs your team to focus attacks down the flanks. When this instruction is used, your players will be more likely to play passes and make runs toward the flanks, and your fullbacks and wingers will be encouraged to push forward more aggressively. Okay. Do you know this is a thing? All right. The impact will depend on several factors, including your players, and it provides width, exploits space, and crossing ability, vulnerability to counter attacks, which is, it's right. If you go down the flanks, you might do this. Limited central attacking options. If you focus too much on attacking down the flanks, you can leave you with limited options in central areas of the pitch. This can make it easier for the opposition to defend against your attacks. They can predict where your attacks are coming from. Right, okay. That's interesting. It can be used, but it should be used judiciously and balanced with other instructions to ensure that your team is not two-dimensional in its attacking play. The problem is this focus play instruction is not accurate, right? It's not accurate at all. It seems to suggest that if you use this, it's one-dimensional. However, I basically said, well, I disagree with the explanation because it can be very effective against teams who want to get around congested areas of the pitch because these areas could be occupied by technically good players. Makes sense. So it corrected its response. And it said it's effective against technically strong teams down the flanks who are capable of creating scoring opportunities for the team. If your team has got a very good, talented winger or fullback with good dribbling skills, you can use this to showcase their abilities. And I was like going, yeah, but it's still not the right explanation because it still makes it appear it's one-dimensional because there are things you can do in terms of roles and duties that can make the focus play instruction more effective. So I asked it where he got his explanation from. And then it apologized and for providing the incorrect answer regarding the team instruction. And then the focus play down the flank instruction does not exist in Football Manager 23. Instead, the game includes individual play instructions such as sit narrow and hug touchline. Oops. Whoa, now the OpenAI is making more mistakes. While this is a play instruction, this is a trait. You can't choose this as a play instruction. And it apologized once again, and I explained what the focus play instruction, it does exist. It's provided the wrong explanation. Sit narrow and hug touchline are two separately unrelated things. And it then said, yes, the focus play down the flanks team instruction does exist in Football Manager 23. And it instructs teams. So we went back and forth. And I was laughing my way through because it was really funny. But seriously, on Football Manager right now, you can use the focus play instruction to great effect. Why? If you have a team that is trying to get around a formation that has a congested middle, a very good example, a 4-3-3, maybe even those 4-2-3-1 DM systems have double DMs. It's really hard for you to go through the middle, right? So what do? Use the focus play instruction because it allows you to build natural overloads. That's the first thing. We couldn't do this in previous editions of the game. Now you can create a natural overload where the central midfielders actually come closer to the side of the focus. That is the explanation. When you do a focus play instruction, your team tries to pass the ball down that area of the pitch. More players come to that area to support the area of focus so that you can work the ball down the flank. And you don't really need great players to do this, because all you need are the right roles and duties. So you don't need to have the best crosses of the ball. You don't need to have brilliant players on the ball, because you got sheer numbers there. As long as you choose the right roles and duties, you can move the ball up and down the pitch. In the last couple of weeks, I've played it with Bournemouth, and they have been absolutely sensational, even with a 4-4-2. I mean, a 4-4-2 with two ball-winning midfielders in the center. One would think that this tactic can't work, but it works brilliantly, because I actually asked these two ball-winning midfielders to be the destroyers in midfield, giving teams with technically better players a much harder time in the center of the park. Then I make sure I have technically decent players who can go down the flanks. On the right flank, I'm using Ryan Fredericks and his acceleration to get behind teams so that he can be a threat. We're using fullbacks and support. But to get the ball down the flanks, I use the focus play instruction so that more players get to that side of the pitch so that we can move the ball down the flanks, making it easier for us to create goal-scoring opportunities. Now, with some other teams, like Napoli, I've been using this system, which is the Monty Python system. It depends heavily on the focus play instruction, because there are two ways attacking patterns can be created with this tactic. The first way, focus play down the flank without pass into space, allows me to get behind defenses to drop in crosses. Naturally, it is a bit one-dimensional, but when I use the pass into space instruction, then I can put balls over the top. By drawing players to the area of the focus, I create space in other areas of the pitch for my players to attack. That's what the focus play instruction actually does. It draws players to one side of the pitch. If you can hang on to the ball, you have the right roles there, you can create killer diagonals that attack space. You can use the focus play in many ways. The idea here behind the focus play is you're going to get more players on that side of the pitch. So you want to have at least some kind of players who can play the diagonal ball, who can switch the ball to the other flank, who are playmakers. You want roles like this within that pack of players so that they can drop dangerous balls over the heads of defenders so that your players can attack that space. So the focus play instruction allows you to get past congested middles. Now, congested middles could simply be teams that might have strong central players. Maybe you want to avoid Kevin De Bruyne, Rodri, and Ike Gundogan from Manchester City. Why do you want to try and go through the middle where they are controlling the pitch? Go around the flanks. Avoid them completely. Use the focus play instruction to get your boys down the flanks. And the brilliant thing about focus play is it makes crossing even easier, because now you got more players in support. So even if they close down that wing back, the wing back is a passing option. You can do a diagonal to the other side. A player can attack the space and go and score a goal. This is the reason why focus play is right now very, very strong on Football Manager. Coupled with the fact that pass into space is very easy to use right now, I would recommend that people start thinking about their tactics and how focus play can be adapted or included into your tactical system, allowing you better control of your matches. It allows you to play better against top dog sides, as my teams Leicester City, Lens, Bournemouth have done. I'm sure you can do the same. I hope you enjoyed today's short little video and you found it useful. Meanwhile, you guys stay safe, take care of yourselves. I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.